Start streaming. Oh shit. Forgot to open this. Get back over here. The sun will always shine, the birds will always sing. As long as there's taste, there's always the real thing. Corona Extra is always the one. Whenever there's a reason to drink, there's always Corona Extra, yeah. Do, 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 do. Anyway, hello, patrons, subscribers, family, fans, followers, supporters, and generally anyone who happens to stumble across my videos. This is Johnston Blackhorse, and I welcome you to another edition of How to Art. And in this series, I'm going over the basics of animation and animating in Easytoons. And to those just joining the series, Easytoons is one of the first animation programs I started playing with when I first started animating, because I was broke and I couldn't really afford like high-end animation programs. But Easytoons is it's pretty intuitive. Like, just click around, you get to learn the tools, and it's and it's free, and it's a very simple way to just teach yourself how to animate. And for those aspiring animators who want to learn how to animate, you can just download Easytoons for free. The link is in the description below, and start playing around with it. And if you want to follow along with my Easytoon animation tutorials, you can, just to give you a little in-depth analysis, or just in-depth of how the program works. So check out my first videos of how to art Easytoons editions, and yeah, check it out. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to be going over what was I going over? Cool Sam's in the chat. Sweet. Hey, Cool Sam. He says he has a new joke. Okay, let's hear the joke. Well, Cool Sam's telling me this joke. Just gonna tell everyone this is a how to art animating a whip motion in Easytoon. And a whip motion is like in this Easytoon tutorial, what I'm going to be doing is animating a blade of grass just standing there at first, and then I'm going to be animating it reacting to like a gust of wind, and in that action, that's where we're going to get the whip motion. So let me go ahead and get started. Got the pencil tool selected. Gonna bring my eraser down to 3. And you know what? I gotta someday I gotta look into my Wacom settings, because for those who have tablets, like the little button here, that's supposed to be your left click, and that's what I utilize to erase. Is you hold down the left click button here, and then you erase with that. But for some reason it won't work, and I have to use my mouse's left click button to do the erasing. Okay, like I think Cool Sam's telling me a joke. What pan can make the best sushi? I already saw the punchline. Oh no. What pan can make the best sushi? Japan. That's golden. It's brilliant. Good one, Cool Sam. I approve. And let's see. Japan. All right. Got the pencil tool selected, and I'm gonna go ahead and maybe just animate or just draw a little patch of ground here. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this patch of ground with the copy tool. Copy button. For some reason my pen's wigging out on me. And this advance one frame also creates a new frame. So I'm going to click that several times. Get like maybe, I don't know, 16 frames sounds alright. So I created 16 frames in here. So what I'm going to do is going to start just pasting that line, that ground line that I just put in there. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Whoops. Oh, that was the undo. Excuse me. Oh. Can I move this controller bar? Oh, that's how we do it. Oh, and when you get when you download Easytoons, you can rearrange all your tools just to make it easier for yourself. These buttons were down here at the bottom. I've never bothered to like move them, but here's your like your step forward, step backward, advance 10 frames, move to the first frame, move to the last frame. But like you can hover over tools just to get a good idea of like what the tool is for. And nice. Oh wait, Cool Sam just is telling me another joke. It says one more. What did the plumber say to the singer? Nice pipe. Nice pipes. That's enough, Cool Sam. That's it. You're cut off. You're you're too drunk. Let's get started. All right, I'm going to whoops. Didn't have the pencil tool selected, so I'm going to just draw a simple blade of grass like so. It's just a lonely blade of grass. Don't want to get too crazy and elaborate drawing like a whole bunch of like grass and whatever. Huh, I thought I just figured out how to. Nope. Wait, is that how we do it? Ah, no. No. Oh, earlier when I was saying left click, I meant right click. So yeah, this button here, that's supposed to be your right click, and that's how I have it set up in my Wacom settings. But for some reason it doesn't work, and I think it's because of this bull crap, this Windows Ink, Windows Ink settings. It keeps wanting to just do this friggin' hovering click or whatever that is, and I've shut off all of the friggin' options, but it keeps popping up. Anyway, it's annoying, but let's get back to the animation, Blackhorse, shall we? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and like copy this frame again. And just have this blade of grass just standing still or very static for a few frames. And I think frame 7, I'm going to start animating that whip motion of it just moving in the wind. So on this next frame, going to wrong one again. Start animating. This whip motion. And you can play around with the onion skin just to preview like the previous frames or the frames. What do they call them here? Overlay. Anyway, gonna go ahead and put them up a few frames. So here we have a little bit of wind pushing on this blade of grass. And the more distance we have in between frames, the faster the motion is going to be going. So if I step back like a couple of frames, you see how these frames are somewhat close together. So that's going to indicate like a more of like a subtle like slow motion or slow movement. But as the force of the wind picks up, the distance between the frames or the drawings of the blade of grass are going to get a little farther. Man. Using the right click on my mouse to do a little bit of erasing, and someone has just sent me a message. Oh, just someone talking to me on Discord. It's like I was talking on Discord and saying that I had just gotten back from watching a movie. Went to the local dollar cinema and saw the latest Jurassic World movie. And I do have some issues with the motivation for the plot at the beginning of the movie, but then going ahead and just like forgetting those issues and just letting myself get lost in the movie, like it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Besides, I was more or less just there to watch dinosaurs wreck, just tear things up. This person's also telling me if you want to see something really cool, there's this new flick that just came out called Mandy, really stylized revenge horror story starring Nick Cage. Let me just message this person real quick. I'm so there if it's starring the Cage. And I was gonna say I'm so there if it's a theatrical movie starring the Cage, but I haven't seen him in many theatrical releases in the last couple of years. Not since was it The Knowing? I don't know, something like that. Uh, let's see. Look at the chat. Cool Sam says, I try to animate, but it's so hard, and I am only 12. Well, if you look at animation tutorials and get a hold of Easytoon is a very simple program, and just start playing around with it. Back when I was oh, shoot, I think I was I think I was 15 when I got was able to utilize Flash in the high school I went to, and one of the teachers noticed my drawing capabilities, and I had mentioned that I was really interested in animation. So she had gone through and actually gotten a copy of Flash and put it on one of the computers just for me, and it was pretty cool. Getting to work on an official animation program and having a teacher just go and acquire an animation program for one of her students. And she wasn't even an art teacher, she was an English teacher. But I was one of those students who was like always drawing like all over the place. Like I had like this little folder, like I didn't even have a sketchbook, I had a folder just filled with like loose copy paper that I would just carry around with me all the time. And um, I would just draw in that folder a lot of the time, and all of my homework would have just sketches and doodles. But this English teacher noticed I was a pretty avid doodler and somewhat of an aspiring artist at that time, so she took it upon herself to get an animation program, and I think it's like a program that she had at home. So she brought the disc in and uploaded it to one of the lab computers, and just started playing around with Flash at 15. But Easytoon is a very simple and free program that you can download. So you can just grab it up and start playing around with it and follow along with either my tutorials or just like look up other animation tutorials that are out there and just teach yourself all these basics. And at such a young age, there's like pretty much no better time than just to play around with some of these free programs and just looking at all these YouTube tutorial videos, because like the knowledge and the capabilities are out there. They're more free and accessible than when I was a kid. And if you're that young and if you want to look up like animations or how to animate or just find free programs, they exist. And there's like a number of free programs that are out there, and I've played around with a couple of them, and they're pretty somewhat complex. But I'm using Easytoon because it was like one of the first animation programs that I was able to just really practice my skills and just uh, just teach myself as I went along. And it's just one of the more easier programs to just teach yourself how to animate. So yeah, there's a new face here in the chat. UE Blue Pet Blue. I guess it's Blue Pet. Says, "Whoa, cool! You deserve more subscribers because you're cool and good at animating." I I guess I do. So, getting back to the animation, so we started at like a static pose. You know what? I might actually put in an extra frame here just to start that just to make that movement a little more subtle. So I'm going to insert a frame here. No, that's the delete one. There, so we insert a frame here. So I'm just gonna put in another frame on this end to really ease into this whipping movement animation. And at this point, the blade of grass is like at the farthest at which it can bend, so it's going to start bending back to generate that whip motion. So this is like each frame has been building up to this point where the blade of grass is going to start whipping back. So to the next frame, and so it's going to be the base of the blade of grass that's going to start moving back to its former position, but the tip of the grass is going to continue its motion toward the ground. So the base, let me cut back on some of these frames here. So this is the previous frame, just right before this current frame. So as you can see in the previous frame, like the blade of grass is bending down, but on the current frame that I'm on right now, the base of the blade of grass is going to start coming back toward its original position, but the tip of the blade of grass is still going to be heading toward the ground. And then this next frame, we're just going to carry on that movement where the base of the blade of grass is still heading up, but the tip of the grass is going to continue its descent. And again here, and this is where that whipping motion is going to start going into that whole whip. So sorry it's so quiet. I would have some music on. Usually I would go to Newgrounds. Oh wait. Oh shoot. I'm out of ground. Speaking of Newgrounds, I'm out of this ground. So I'm gonna copy this frame, step forward, paste that, but I'm going to erase, whoops, pencil tool, paste, pencil tool. I'm going to erase the grass, and then I'm going to just copy this ground again. What the heck? Okay, not cool. Wacom. So I'm going to be pasting this several times over. Now we're at 34 frames. I think that should be good enough for now. All right. Man, where is everybody? Usually there's like a small group of 5 or... Oh. The person who's recommending this movie, this new Nick Cage movie, is giving me a trailer. Cool. I'll check it out after my How to Art stream. Streaming now. Guess I should have shared this a lot before I started it. Usually there's a group of maybe 5 to 10 people. That's pencil. So this is the frame where the blade of grass actually whips finally. The tip of the blade of grass is like at its point where it can't go any further, so now it's got that whole whip action, just whoosh, and now it's going to start swinging back up to its original position. And just get a little indicator of where that is. I'm drawing these frames way too close together. This is going to be like the slowest whip animation. Live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn from the words of yesterday. I don't even know if I'm singing that right. Live and learn, if we beg or if we borrow. Live and learn. $27. We're on frame 27. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the previous frame, like the beginning frame. Copy this, skip all the way to the end, paste it, just so I know where I want the animation to come back to. Because all the prior frames are going to be blue, but the frames, the subsequent frames afterwards are going to be in red. So just need to know where my ending frame is going to be. Now that I know where it's going to be, I don't need all these other frames. And that blew it to the ground. It's going to do like a subtle whip animation on this end. I'm going to go ahead and insert another frame here just to ease back into the original position. And I forgot to copy the ground. I think I might have forgot to copy the ground in a previous frame when I inserted a frame. But just gonna have to deal with that. Ah, nuts. Paste. Gonna go ahead and insert, paste, insert, paste. What? No, 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 no. That's not the one I wanted to paste. I'm pasting the wrong ones. This is the frame I want to copy. All right. That's weird. Okay, this one's just the ground. I'm going to copy it again. And it should. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening here. This is weird. Copy. Copy. Or should I cut? Paste. Oh, I don't know what's going on. This thing's wigging out on me. Why are you wigging out? Why you gotta wig out like that? Okay. How was it that you, yeah, clear this frame? Paste. There we go. I think I just had to reselect the marquee tool because I don't know what was up with it. It was just wigging out. Paste. 37 is the final frame. Okay. 36, 35, 34. All right. Pencil tool. And here we're just really easing this blade of grass back into its original pose. And it's going to be pretty smooth just because all these drawings are very close together. And so that's pretty much it. Like if we look at all the frames that have been drawn, you can like get a sense of the action that it's taking, the whole like whipping motion from being blown by like a small gust of wind, a short burst of wind. So I'm gonna take it back all the way to the beginning and go ahead and play this bad boy. And here we have it. Yeah, it's like running pretty slow. That's because like there's just so many frames in this one whip animation. Let me see if I can speed this up. Like frame time exposure, 10 milliseconds. Let's see. Um, Animation properties, default frame time exposure. I'm gonna take that down to 1, and then play it. And this is a frame time exposure of 1 frame per millisecond, and you can see like how fast that is. But with all the frames that we put in there, you can see like how smooth the animation is. So just play around with that a little more. I'm gonna go back into animation properties and bump that to 5 frames a second. So it's gonna be slower than the 5 exposure, 5 milliseconds. I guess I think I misspoke like what I was trying to say. So it's going to be faster than the 1 um, millisecond exposure, but it's going to be faster than the 10 millisecond exposure. And there we have something a little more like it. It's not too slow. It's not too fast. And that's pretty much how you do the whip animation. And you can do a whip animation just utilizing anything. I just did a blade of grass in this example because blade of grass is pretty easy. And when you're going through animation classes or schools or other tutorials, sometimes they'll use like a different type of element. Sometimes they'll use like an actual like bullwhip and just animate like a bullwhip, just doing its little whipping action, or like maybe a feather, like with all of its like little fibers and such, just kind of blowing in the wind. And um, and doing this little whip animation will like bring us to the next little tutorial I'm going to be doing for next week, and that's going to be a flag animation. And the flag animation uses somewhat like the same concept as this. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for this week's How to Art. Excuse me. Um, so hope you hope you enjoyed this little How to Art animation tutorial. And thanks to those who participated in the chat, Cool Sam and the new edition of EU Blue Pet. And for those who are tuning in later, if you want to support the creation of more videos like this, more how to arts, more drawing and animation tutorials, you can visit my Patreon and become a patron of mine. The link is in the descriptions below, so go ahead and check it out. Check out my Patreon page. There's a lot of free content there. Um, and if you like what you see, then consider hitting that become a patron button. And if Patreon's not your thing, I also have a GoFundMe account, so you can go ahead and check that out. The link is also in the description below. So if you still want to donate a few bucks here or there, like check that out. And if you want to catch up on the saga of Johnston Blackhorse and see even more free artwork from me, you can check out my autobiographical blog, Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only .blogspot.com. And I'm also a member of DeviantArt, Fur Affinity, and Ink Bunny. So if you're a member of any of those websites, you can start following me, watching me, and subscribing to me or something. And if you want to reach out, you can send me a note, a message, or leave a comment on any of those art forums. I'm usually pretty good at responding in a timely manner. So yeah, send me a note, message, or comments if you want to get to know me more, if you want to give me some suggestions, or if you want to make a request. I'm doing requests now, but just a reminder, like requests aren't guaranteed, and I'm still working through like a small short list of requests, and I get to them when I get to them. But anyway, with all that said, like all those links are in the description section below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And if you did enjoy it, give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified of when I'm doing more videos such as this. And I guess I'll check y'all later. Sweet. Now I got to do a sketchbook tour. So I'll be back. I guess I'll check you guys in a few minutes while I set that up. Oh shoot, Skullhead just showed up. Yeah, Skullhead showed up. Says, "Hey yo, we just ending." Yep, just wrapping it up. But I'm going to be starting a sketchbook tour in a few minutes, so just I guess hang around while I get that set up. So yeah, see you guys in a few minutes. Bye.